Freedom and beauty to everyone, I am the Technomage and welcome to my review of the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 8, Season Finale, Shadows and Flames. And finally, I'm finally done with this. After almost a year away because of in real life businesses and whatever, finally I'm back and I'm ready to finally finish this. So let's get to it. So first of all, allow me to get out of the way as always. So first of all, something that I actually like. We begin the episode with Prince Durin trying to confront his father, who has been driven insane with greed by the Ring of Power. He now wants to mine the mithril even on his own. He attacked his own people that refused to mine the mithril.
Stronger than arm wrestle it down again.
Well, his intention become rich with the mithril. But the problem is the mithril is not like a natural, how to say it,
With these rings.
it's not a natural mineral. It was put there by the gods as a gauge to hold back what? The Balrog of Morgoth, and it looks amazing. I will give credit where credit is due. This series, I mean, it has some really bad CGI, but sometimes it gets some really good vistas, some things really beautiful, and this Balrog looks insane. So finally understand his folly. King Durin removes the ring, has one final moment with his son, and then sacrifices himself and goes out in a literal blaze of glory. And then we have blah blah blah, and then honestly the editing on this series has been atrocious because it's so dark I can barely see anything. And even if I raise my computer screen's brightness, OBS won't capture that. So let's see if I can fix it maybe in edition or just leave it like this. Well, the stranger finally confronts the Dark Wizard, who wants to convince him he is a friend,
My people were once
but
kings.
his underlings have Nori and Poppy as hostages, and they demand their payment from the Dark Wizard, what he promised them, the cure or something, and the Dark Wizard of course says no. And the underlings leave.
I know better. Would that suffice? Then you give me little to walk this desert forevermore, nameless and forgotten.
But the stranger denies the Dark Wizard, and the Dark Wizard takes it very well, with a lot of maturity.
When your senses have returned, I will be waiting.
And the stranger saves the Farfoots from everyone, not all of them. Managed to hold some of the avalanche. Then he sees the constellation he had been looking for so long.
I was ordered only to gather you here.
And meanwhile, back in Numenor, after, in case you don't remember, in episode 7, Ar-Pharazôn, really salty that Tarmiriel managed to outmaneuver him with the trial by the gods and reaffirm her place as Queen of Numenor. He consulted the Palantir, and it revealed to him that the man that they had hailed as the king of the Southlands was actually Sauron.
Ally of cunning powers.
The Sea Queen has
And he has brought like evidence of this, and he's using it to arrest anyone who supports Queen Tarmiriel and the faith of Numenor. And Elendil's daughter finally remembers where her alliances and loyalties lay, and helps her father escape. And the queen bids him to leave to come back later as a Numenor, and gives him Narsil, the sword that later in some years he'll use to cut Sauron's fingers. Meanwhile, back in the region, they're still fighting, and believe it or not, there are still civilian elves in the city. Like, what the hell? Eregion has been under siege for how many hours now? I mean, like a whole day. They fought even during the night. They should have seen how King Gil-galad's army was defeated. They should have left like yesterday. Why are they still here? I know it's dumb. Galadriel tries to guide some to safety
I will give you 9.
and negotiates with the orcs so they can spare that little group of elves. And Celebrimbor at least gets to redeem himself after being so foolish
They say it went on. And on.
and so, how to say it, arrogant, greedy. He gets one final moment of redemption, confronting
Hear the dying words of Celebrimbor.
Sauron.
The rings of power shall destroy you.
And it's quite fitting, honestly, that he says something like that because, well, the Rings of Power second season lost 60% of their viewership. So yeah, the Rings of Power will destroy him. And of course, Sauron did not like that and killed him. Well, at least Celebrimbor died fighting, I guess. Now we have this with the people of the Southlands and Isildur. It's actually quite boring, honestly. It's not a lot, not very consequent, not much consequence. I mean, this spoiled brat came here, bullying everyone here that they have to work now for Númenor. They belong to Númenor, and Isildur is forced to go back to Númenor without that woman. Meanwhile, Galadriel meets Adar, and Adar is using her ring and uses his power to show an illusion of how he used to look before he was corrupted by Sauron. And he wants to propose an alliance with Galadriel to destroy Sauron. Seems like a good idea, but Adar is betrayed and by his children, and he is executed in a very similar way of how he betrayed and executed Sauron all those centuries ago. And Sauron finally gets his petty revenge against Adar. Now we have this song and dance of him trying to convert Galadriel to the dark side, and they fight. Now, friendly reminder that this episode, like all the other episodes that I have reviewed, is accelerated by 50% or 1.5x, whichever you prefer. And even with that acceleration, it looks slow. And it's honestly a really bad choreography. I think the only good fighting choreographies we have had in this whole series had been the few with Arondir. Anyway, the elves are trying to put up a brave face. At the end, they continue to fight. Sauron wears different visages to confound her and to confound her. And Sauron the same finally grows up her and actually hurts her. Though, let's be honest, it was obvious he was going to do that. I mean, it's Sauron, he's not a good person. But finally good to see that he's no longer that much of a simp. And well, he made his final offer, and finally the dwarves have arrived, but without Durin. And Galadriel finally decides to actually die before giving the ring to Sauron, but it doesn't matter much because Sauron got the 9 rings for men. Then we have this scene that honestly, I mean, this is really not just dumb, it's really unoriginal because this is very like in the Lord of the Rings. We have this scene that honestly is very reminiscent of
These are not merely wounds of the body.
of the Lord of the
My
Rings.
immortal
And I think they did this on purpose because we see that Galadriel has this very ugly wound from where Sauron stabbed her with Morgoth's crown, and it's very similar to Frodo's wound, which you may remember in The Lord of the Rings. He was stabbed by the knife of a Nazgul on the same place, and he had this horrendous wound that supposedly was never going to heal. That's why, by the end, spoiler alert, by the end of the third film, he lives for the he lives with the elves, so he can finally heal. Well, now, of course, Frodo cannot be the only one to carry so courageously such a grievous wound. Of course, somebody has had to do it before him, and of course, that one is a woman, and of course, that one is Galadriel. But anyway, it's done. It's just done. So they use the power of the rings to heal her. The horses are sad, the dwarves are sad, the elves are sad, the Soul Land is sad,
Those are just
Numenor is sad, everybody's sad.
My grand elf?
never even left home before. Sweet to the sun.
And
We're very different creatures.
the stranger and Nori part ways. Nori is going to guide these other Harfoots back to her people. And the stranger finally finds his stuff. Now, you may notice that I actually let them speak for a little while. Why is that? It's because of this.
Gandalf.
Yep, that's how he finds his name, because a few times he has been called Grand Elf. And it went for Grand Elf, Grand Elf, Grand Elf, Grand Elf, Grand Elf, Grand Gandalf. What is this supposed to be? Hodor? Bloody hell, these writers are dumb. Well, we have actually a really nice scene of them singing, and again I will give credit where credit is due. Props to the composers of the series soundtrack and to the actors for singing this song. I mean, that's the only two things, one of the few things I rescue from this series. The song from Numenor when Galadriel and the other soldiers arrived at the shores of Valinor. The song that King Gil-galad sings, and this one. These are one of the few things I rescue from this series. The rest is rubbish. So anyway, now Durin's problem don't stop there, because now that there is no king, other lords want to stake claim to the throne, and also Durin's brother. Apparently, he has a brother, even though Durin was once again recognized as the crown prince. And Galadriel survives, and of course everybody supports her. Nobody tells her this is your fault, because it is her fault. God damn it, it is her fault. She was told again and again and again, don't obsess over it, let it go, cooperate with the rest of us, let's work together. No, she had to do everything by herself. And look where it got them. Well, anyway, whatever. Everybody supports her, everybody validates her, nobody questions her, nothing. So the elves realize that they are going to have to regain their strength, because they will have to go to a new war against Sauron. And that is the end of the episode and the series. And oh, finally I'm done with this. This was awful. I mean, seriously awful. Pacing, horrible. Editing, atrocious. Dialogues, retarded. And again, how many millions of dollars did... I think season 1 was supposed to have like $1 billion in a budget. The second season, kind of the same. They had like $800,000 for each episode or something like that, like that. And this is the best they could do. And again, friendly reminder that they are using the appendices. They don't have actually the rights to any of Tolkien's books. Well, that actually play in their favor, quote unquote, because that way they can do whatever they want. I mean, how many times they have broken canon with this series? Anyway, I'm glad this is finally over. I do not recommend this series. Do not watch it. If you are managed to reach this far down my review of the series, this is all you need. Do not watch this series. Save your time. Watch Terminator Zero. So this is the Technomage signing off. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.